Your life is the sum of your decisions. Achieving your goals requires productive decision making. And if we're not careful, if we live distracted, we can miss out on growth opportunities because our decisions are an indication of our focus. And it's my desire for you to be extremely focused in order to achieve your goals this year. So in this conversation, we are going to be talking about making productive decisions to achieve your goals. Welcome to the Dream Lifestyle Podcast. I'm very grateful to have you here today in our conversation about how to make productive decisions in order to achieve your goals. Now, why is this important? We need to understand that each and every one of us has the authority and the ability to make decisions. So let me encourage you with that. Understand, regardless of what your life may look like now, whether it is good, bad, or ugly, you have the ability, the authority, and the power to make decisions. And understand that the decisions that we make today are either going to move us closer to the life that we want, or they will keep us stuck where we are, or the decisions that we make today can move us further away from the future that we'd like to see. And so when we are making decisions, specifically when we are making productive decisions, we want to make the types of decisions that are moving us towards our dream lifestyle. We want to make the types of decisions that we can be proud of. We want to make productive decisions. And a lot of people make the mistake of making decisions that they might not necessarily be moving them away towards the goal, but a lot of people make decisions that keep them stuck. A lot of people make decisions that don't lead to growth. And that's why we want to focus on making productive decisions. So there's a certain line of thinking that is necessary in order to make productive decisions. And this is why your focus comes into play with your decision making, because I can tell a lot by what you're focused on based on the decisions that you're making. So if you are focused on things that are negative, you will end up making decisions that are rushed. If I know that you are making decisions based off of emotion, whether let's say anger, I can tell based on your decisions what you're focused on. So what that means is we have to get very clear on what we are focused on in order to make productive decisions. Again, a productive decision is decisions that are going to move us towards the life that we want to see. So when we think about focus and decisions, there's three things that I want to share with you that you don't want to focus on. The first one, don't focus on money when you're making decisions. The second one, don't focus on what other people think when you are making decisions. The third one, don't focus on what is happening in the world when you are making decisions. Let me break each of these down. Don't focus on money when you're making decisions. Now, I'm not saying to completely ignore finances. I'm not telling you to completely ignore resources. However, there are things that you can do that don't require money. And this applies to a multitude of areas. But when you're making your decisions, specifically when you're making your productive decisions that move you closer to the goal of the dream that you have, a lot of the decisions that you can make don't require money. However, there's a lot of people who don't make decisions, or they make the wrong decisions simply because their only focus is money. And again, I'm not ignorant to the fact that money is important. Money and resources are important. However, they should not be the driving force behind our decisions. There's always something you can do, but you want to make sure that number one, your focus is not on money. The second one is don't focus on what other people think. You don't want to focus on what other people think simply because, again, if you focus on what other people think, that can lead you to making the wrong decision, or it can lead you to making no decision at all. And you don't want to live a life where you are regretting the things you didn't do simply because of what other people would have thought if you had done whatever that decision was. You don't want to miss opportunities that can accelerate your growth, that can accelerate your success, that can open new doors for you simply because people who did not have your vision, people who did not understand where you were coming from, people who did not understand your perspective would have laughed at you for it, or would have thought you were weird for it, or would have ostracized you for it, or would have thought you were the black sheep, whatever it is. You don't want to live a life of regrets. So when you are making your productive decisions for your dream life, for the goals that you want to see happen, do not focus on what other people think. Now, that still means you should receive wise counsel. I'm not saying don't have, just completely block out everyone. You should have an inner circle of people that speak into you. But you want to make sure that when you think about the people that are surrounding you, the people that are just outside of your inner circle, you want to make decisions that are best for you, regardless of what anybody else thinks. And then the last one, and this might be a little tricky for you, don't focus on what is happening in the world. Again, I'm not saying just completely be ignorant to what's going on in the world. Yes, you should study trends and patterns and everything like that. But what I mean by this is you should not focus on the accomplishments of other people or what the world is saying about buying a house, what the world is saying about investing right now, what the world is saying about, achieving success, whatever it is, fill in the blank. You don't want to focus on that simply because if you spend so much time focusing on what the quote unquote cultural narrative is surrounding your goal, whatever the cultural narrative is around getting healthy, the cultural narrative is surrounding making more money, whatever your goal is, again, that can lead to inaction or the wrong action because, and we'll talk about this later, but I'll flesh it out more, but your path is your path. So when you are making decisions, you don't make decisions based on just what's going on in the world, not solely. If you're focused so much on what's going on in the world, you will end up just staying stagnant because most of the time you're receiving world news and most of the time it's negative. So it's not likely you are going to make productive decisions, again, decisions that lead you towards your dream life if you are just so focused on what's going on in the world, particularly if the information that is coming from the world is coming from a negative lens. So now let me break down to you what you should focus on when you are making decisions, what you should focus on, what you should think about when you want to make productive decisions. Number one, you should focus on your purpose. Now, for some, you understand what I mean. For others, this might be a little intimidating. And let me tell you something about your purpose. Understand that your purpose is something that needs to be pursued. You are not going to find your purpose just by waiting and hoping that it comes to you in some epiphany or in some miraculous moment. Understand that you need to find your purpose and focus on your purpose when you are making decisions. Let me say it a different way. What is your big why? Specifically, what is your big why behind your goal? When you wrote down whatever the goal was for yourself this year, what is the big why? Why is that important? What do you want to accomplish and why is that important to you? And when you are able to really get clear on this concept of the big why, get clear on this concept of purpose, the decisions that you make will become exponentially more productive, simply as a result of focusing on your purpose, focusing on why you are doing whatever it is that you are looking to do. And again, this is something that is intentional. This is something that takes time. And this is not something that you should not rush into. So if you're someone that is hearing me right now and you're not quite sure what your purpose is, well, I'm going to tell you to take some time to yourself. And I want you to think about, just again, answer this question for me. Why are you pursuing what it is you are pursuing? Why is it important to you? And when you answer these questions, when decisions are presented to you, whether they be really big decisions and opportunities, or they could be smaller opportunities, whatever it is, because we make, I believe the number is close to 35,000 decisions a day. So we make 35,000 decisions a day. We want to make sure that most of those decisions are productive decisions. Again, the types of decisions that move us closer to the dream life that we want. And so when we are making these 35,000 decisions, better that we make these decisions focused on our purpose, whatever the big why is. And when you truly, strongly, intentionally focus on your purpose, it becomes very easy to not think about what other people are doing, what other people may say, what other people, however people may feel about whatever it is you're looking to accomplish. Because when you really have a conviction about your purpose, you just put on, it is like tunnel vision. All right. It's like putting on the blinders because you have something bigger that you are pursuing. You are looking to accomplish this goal because it is bigger than you, because it serves a purpose. The second thing that you should be focusing on with your decision making is your progress. It's very easy to continue growing when you know you're getting better. And that's why personal growth, as we've talked about plenty of times here in our conversations, is the vehicle to our goals. And so I am much more energetic. I'm much more intentional. I am much more excited about making better decisions, productive decisions, when I know that I'm getting better. For me, when I was playing, when I was playing basketball, it was very easy for me to get excited and continue to get better because I knew every single time I went to the gym, in some way, shape, or form, I was getting better. And even now in business, it looks a little different because I'm not necessarily going to the gym every day, but I am going to work every day. And I'm able to, in some way, shape, or form, be able to think about, okay, and focus on, I should say, not just think about, really focus on, how am I improving? And when I'm focused on my own improvements, again, it's just another way for me to put on the blinders and really do what needs to be done, because the only thing I'm focused on is my personal growth, because my life gets better when I get better. And so if I focus on my progress, I put myself in position to be successful, because there are other people who don't have your vision, who don't see your goals, who aren't really thinking about the work that you are doing and putting in behind closed doors. So when you are focused on your progress, it makes it very easy to not get distracted. And there's no way you can be successful if you are living a distracted life. And so with these focuses, and in this one we're talking about now, of being focused on your progress, you put yourself in position to make productive decisions. So as you think about stacking habits, as you think about compounding habits, as you think about your training habits, your belief habits, and everything of the like, it's very easy to stay in a flow with those habits, to consistently make the decision to continue the habit when you are focused on your progress. If I know that I'm getting better every single time I go to the gym, I'm more likely to do it. If I know that I see the progress of the amount of money that is being saved in my account based on whatever strategy I created and plan I created, I'm more likely to want to keep doing it. If I'm focused on growing my business and I have my certain KPIs put in place so that way I see the progress, I'm more likely to keep doing it. And the same thing goes if you're in the professional space. The more focused I am on me getting better, whether it's the way I handle meetings, the how productive I am in my day, how much I get done in a day, things like that, you're more likely to want to keep doing it as long as the focus is progress. So to sum up this point, when you are focused on your progress, you will be making productive decisions that serve your goal. You won't be making the types of decisions that keep you stuck or move you further away from your goal. You'll be making decisions that move you closer to the goal because you are measuring your progress. Everything you are thinking about is, how am I improving with every decision that you make? Again, we make 35,000 decisions. Can you imagine your life if you were focused solely on your progress with those 35,000 decisions? And understand, every single decision you make is an opportunity for you to get better. So you can get 35,000 times better every single day. And again, we're just talking about productive decisions. I'm not telling you to make decisions from a place of grind, grind, grind. However, I am telling you to make the types of decisions that move you closer to your goal. And that is why you need to focus on your progress. And now the third thing I want you to focus on is your path. When you focus on your path, you will make it very easy to block out the negative noise. You can block out what they're saying about corporate layoffs. You can block out what they're saying about the housing market. You can block out what they're talking about with new entrepreneurs and everything like that. When you focus on, this is my path, this is my strategy that I put together, I thought this thing out, I know the milestones I need to hit, I know the goals that I've set for myself, and I'm going to walk this thing out because I'm focused on my purpose and I'm focused on my progress. Now you will enter the path with much more confidence. You'll be making decisions from a much more confident place, simply because, again, your focus is in the right place. When your focus is in the right place, confidence follows. And as long as you are focused on your path, you're not worried about what's going on with everybody else, because what you will come to find out is that everybody is not you, because the desire that you have is literally tied to your DNA. If I were to preach to you for a second, understand that the desires of your heart were given to you from God. And when we say the desires of your heart, it's not just saying that God will give you the desires of your heart, because he will, but the reason why you want whatever it is that you want is because it's from God. So you have a God dream. And as long as your focus is in the wrong place, you will not ever discover what he has for you. But it's only when you shift your focus in the right place, it's only when you shift your faith in the right place that you will actually start to see the manifestation of your faith. It's only when you shift your focus that you will actually see things happen for your life. Doors open when you shift your focus, and your focus needs to be on your path. When you are focused on your path, there is no door that is shut that God can't open, and there is no door that is open that God can't shut. You need to understand that your path is yours alone. It does not matter what happened to your friends. It does not matter what happened to so-and-so up the block. Your path is yours, and you have to have confidence in your path. And that's why just creating a success strategy is so important. So that way you just kind of have these things lined up in terms of, okay, these are the milestones I need to hit. Here are the habits I need to put in place. This is who I need to become in order to achieve this massive goal. And when you are focused on your purpose, you're focused on your progress, and you are focused on your path, you will see success this year. I promise you this. I promise you. When you are focused, and this is just me recapping everything, when you are focused only on your purpose, and you're focused only on your progress, and you're focused on your path, you will find success. You will achieve your biggest goals this year. And make sure that when you are focused on all these things, your decision making will align with them. You will be making amazing decisions. And again, it's not always the decision to do something. Sometimes it's a decision to say no. Sometimes it's a decision to do nothing. Sometimes it's a decision to just stay at home. Whatever it is, your productive decision will look different in different seasons and different circumstances. But you want to make sure that as long as you are focused on those three things that I share with you, your purpose, progress, and path, you will find yourself winning more than you ever have before. So I hope that this was helpful to you. I hope that in some way, shape, or form, you got something from this, not just for listening's sake, but so that way you can really apply it to your life. What does your life look like when you really focus on your purpose, your progress, and your path? What decisions will you be making when you really focus on those three things and not money, what other people think, and what the world may be having going on, right? But it's only when we shift our focus in the right place that we make the right decisions. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to share this episode with someone. If you're listening on a podcast platform, do me a favor, leave me a review, leave me a like. I really appreciate it. If you're watching me on YouTube, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, just so that way more people can see it. But really send this to someone, because there's people around you that have goals that they're looking to achieve. And the only tweak that they need is just a shift in focus. They just need to shift their perspective on their purpose, their progress, and their path. So that way they can be successful in the same way you can be. So I really do appreciate you taking the time to check out another episode. Be sure as you prepare for next week's episode, you check out last week's episode. And always remember, your dream is possible as long as you're willing to work for it.